Hello, everyone. This is Professor Patterns. And yes, I've been reading all of your comments. And thank you all for pointing out that the newest version of OpenWebUI is out. This is version 0.5.14. Sorry for making this video 16 hours late. But let's go ahead and get started with the updates. Now, I'm not going to focus on version 0.5.14 because this is just one kind of critical fix that they added in. The one that we want to look at is version 0.5.13. Now, before we do anything, we just want to make sure that our OpenWebUI is updated. So let's go here to OpenWebUI, click on Settings, and then click on About. This should say version 0.5.14. If it doesn't, just go over to your Docker desktop and start the Watchtower container. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch the link in the description. Now, what's added into this update? It says full context mode for web search. So it enables highly accurate web searches by using the full context mode. It's ideal for models with large context windows, so it ensures more precise and insightful results. So why is this important? Well, models are limited by their context size. And a model like the Anthropic Claude 3.5 Sonnet has a 200,000 word context window, meaning that it doesn't really see anything past 200,000 words. Now, to address this issue, what OpenWebUI said was, okay, we don't need to give it every single piece of information from every single website. Let's just kind of summarize bits of information from each website and then just give that so it doesn't fill up the entire context. That's great, but then sometimes you might end up losing some important or valuable information. And the full context mode really helps address that problem. Because now imagine that you have something like the Gemini Pro model that has a 2 million context window. You're not really concerned about filling in that entire context window. So for that, you would be more than okay giving it the entire website. You don't need to summarize the page. Give it the entire website. So the full context mode is available here. If you go to your OpenWebUI interface, click on Admin Panel, Settings, and then Web Search. Now, the web search engine right now is the Google PSE. If you don't know how to set this up, I have a link in the description. The full context mode, I have enabled it. Previously, it was disabled. If you hover over it, you'll see that by default, it uses or the segmented retrieval for focused and relevant context extraction. So it only tries to get the most relevant bits of information from each website. However, if you enable it, this says that it injects the entire web results as context for more comprehensive processing. And it's recommended for complex queries. Now, over here, let's go to create a new chat with GPT-4o. And I'm going to enable the web search. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question. What are some top travel destinations for 2025? It's going to generate the search query, and then it's going to search 5 different websites, right? Because that's what I told it to do, search 5 different websites. And then for each one of these sites, it looks at the entire context. So for example, if we click on one of these sites, we can see that it actually uses this entire piece of information. When we were using limited context, right, it was only trying to get a small segment of each website. Here it's actually looking at every single piece of information that's available from the website, which is great, right? Because if you have a large model, then why not use the entire context? Now, what happens if you actually go here to your admin panel settings, web search, and then change the search result count to something like 15 or 20? Well, it's going to be searching 20 different websites, and it's going to provide your large language model results from 20 websites. Now, that's great. However, that's going to start filling in your context window really quickly, really fast. So what you can do in that case is you can go over to Open Router, and here you can sort by context high to low. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch the video to the link that I've posted in the description. So the context is high to low, and we can see here that the Gemini Experimental 1206, it has a 2 million context window. Compared to the OpenAI 4.0, this one has a 128K token context window. So we like to use some of the larger models, especially if you're going to be doing some sort of deep research like this. Now, on a side note, for some reason, I'm also seeing the DeepSeek R1 is also available for free, even though this one only has a 160,000 context window. It's a really good model. I'm not sure why it's available for free. If you know, let me know in the comments. Now, when we ask a LLM to search 20 different websites, obviously, it's going to end up taking a lot longer, right? It might just search one website, get all of the results, search the next website, get the results, the next website, get all of the results. It takes a really long time to process. And that is why the second point in the update comes in so handy. It optimizes asynchronous web search. So web searches now load significantly faster with optimized async support. So what that means is imagine that previously they were all running like one at a time. Now imagine you can do all of that web search in parallel. So one worker is going to Reddit, one worker is going to Amazon. It's finding all of the different links, all of the different information. So it's going to be able to run significantly faster. A lot of people on Reddit have said that with the newest updates, the search have been working a lot better. If that's the same case for you, then please let me know in the comments. Now, the next thing is for auto text detection for RTL languages. So right to left languages like Arabic, for example, it's able to recognize that. The next section is for Jupyter Notebook support for code execution. So this is something that I thought was enabled last time, but basically the run button in code blocks, it can now use Jupyter Notebooks for execution. I thought that that was already available, but I guess that it wasn't. It's available now. Message delete confirmation dialog. So prevent accidental deletions with a new confirmation prompt before removing messages. So let's go here and let's say that I don't want to do this research anymore. Let's just go here and delete. There we go, delete chat. So this will delete this message. I'm going to hit confirm and there we go, it gets deleted. Okay, what's next? Download button for SVG diagrams. So these diagrams that are generated within the chat, they can be downloaded instantly. General UI UX improvements and backend stability, that's always great. Change the prompt variable update. So deprecated the square brackets for indicators for prompt variables. So now it requires double curly brackets for consistency. So let's go here to workspace and then prompts. Let's say that we have an existing prompt like generate email. Well, previously we would have had a variable like this. Now what it's saying that is we can put a variable in double curly brackets like this. So make sure to enclose them with this. And I don't know, I guess let's call this variable. Usually you don't need to call this anything, but let's see how it works. Generate email and say professor patterns. Oh, nice. It works seamlessly. So all you would do is whenever you are creating a prompt that you're going to be reusing quite often, if you have a variable that you want the person to actually fill in, you would just put it in this format. Previously, it would have been in square brackets. So that's just something to know in case you are using prompts on OpenWebUI. And then everything else just looks like it's stability, enhancements, and error handling. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you wanted to just make sure that you're up to date with all of the latest changes that have been happening on OpenWebUI, you can just go and watch the repository, and that way every time that they make a commit, you get an email. And that way you can just comment on one of my videos and then just say, look, the newest update came out, and that way I can make this video a lot faster. But that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.